everyone, I'm Laura from gosimpli.ca, and today we're going to do a seated upper body strength workout. The only equipment you will need for today is some dumbbells and a chair to sit in. So grab your things and let's get going. Okay, we're going to start here with a quick warm-up just to get the shoulders loose and the arms loose. So we're just going to start with some backwards circles, so just roll them if you want. I sometimes find it easier to really get in the shoulder if I bend my elbows and sort of give myself chicken wings and go back. And we'll just do a handful of these, and then we'll do a handful going forwards. Just a couple more here. Okay, and then we're going to put our arms down at the side, and we're just going to touch them overhead and bring them back down to the side of the chair. So for today, we are going to be working on building strength, which means that we are going to do these exercises 3 times in a row, and we're not going to pair them with another exercise. Okay, so now let's go straight up in the front and then towards the back. So for example, we're going to do the first exercise 3 times in a row, and then move on to the second exercise and do it 3 times in a row. All the way down, we have 8 exercises we're going to do. So by the time we've done 3 reps, or not 3 reps, 3 sets of that exercise, we won't see it again, okay? So now we're gonna just sort of give yourself a hug and then open up really wide and then go the other way. And we're going to do these moves for 30 seconds apiece, and then we're gonna have a 30-second break, because doing that exercise 3 times in a row is really going to fatigue the muscles. That's the idea, and by giving them that little bit of extra rest time, they should be able to do the next set. So it's 30 seconds of work and then 30 seconds of rest. Okay, so just one more time here. Now let's get our wrists warmed up, so do a few wrist circles here. So this isn't a format that I think I've done on my channel before, and then just the other way. It's a very important thing to do. It's something I do in my workouts here at home. So it is a very important thing to do. I just know sometimes people find it boring, but it is very important to do it, both the upper body this way and the lower body this way. Okay, so now we're just gonna push our fingers, because we're gonna be holding dumbbells a lot. It's also very important to do this with lower body moves as well, so I will put out a lower body one as well. Okay, so just, really warming up those fingers there. And then let's just do a few little side reaches. You can use the side of your chair for some support here. Just sort of stretch up along the side. That's great. And then let's reach across. That's excellent. Just a couple more. So we won't be using our lower body at all, but that upper body's going to get a big work, and our core is going to be helping for stabilization. So just one more time here, and then let's just do a few sort of little head nods forward and back. And then add in, so once you come back to center, some side to side. Just make sure that neck is a little bit looser, and then let's do ear to ear. Great job. So now that we're done the warm-up, let's get into the actual workout. All right, we're all ready to go here, and our first exercise is going to be a shoulder press. So take those dumbbells and have them out nice and wide here, and we're just going to press up and then bring them back down. So make sure that that core is in nice and tight, that your sit bones and your glutes are nice and squarely on the chair. You have great posture throughout your spine. And again, that belly button is pulled back towards the spine to help support. Sitting in a chair is actually quite challenging for our back, especially under load of weights. So it's extremely important that we have very good posture. Okay, and now we're gonna take that rest, and remember it's 30 seconds. So you'll have to let me know what you think of this format in the comments below. Do you like a little bit of longer rest in between, or does it give you too much time and you get kind of bored? But know that this is a time when you should be lifting a lot heavier, because we're trying to build strength. So don't be afraid to lift heavy. You're not going to overbuild your muscles. You'd have to, let's get ready for our next one. You'd have to make sure you were eating plenty of protein and have, more food going in than you need. So being in a surplus of food. And you'd have to have a fair bit of testosterone in your body. Males are much more likely to build muscle than females. So we're not going to bulk up by lifting heavy. Please lift heavy. It is so good for your body. Okay, so taking these movements, we're not trying to see how many we can fit in. It's not about going super fast. It's about doing the move well. So I'm going to finish my rep and take my rest here. And again, there may be some of these moves where I get to round 3 and I can't finish it. And that's okay. That's totally fine. I find that I definitely get a nice little break here. It's great if you have, I should have brought my water bottle. That was silly of me. I should have my water bottle sitting right next to my chair. Okay, last round. But it's nice because you can actually put something down and like your weights and give your hands a little break, do a few wrist circles, grab a drink of water, and then get ready for the next round. I will agree it's not the fastest way to work out, but it is definitely a great way to build strength and give your body the rest that it needs to perform at a higher level for you. Great job. So now we're done with shoulder press. We won't be doing that again. So next up, we're going to do an L raise. And this is one where by the time round 3 comes, I may not be able to finish. So we'll see how we do. I will admit I haven't been working out as much as I did in the past. I've been giving my body a wee bit of a break, so my strength may not be quite where it was before, but that's okay. Okay, so we have one arm going in front and one arm going to the side. We bring it down and then we switch. And again, same posture, nice, straight back. So it has that natural curve, but it's not way too far forward or way too far back. We have that belly button pulled in nice and tight. You might even notice that when you do that, your glute muscles and your buttocks start to squeeze, and that's good too. That will help. Okay, take a break. And again, you can rest those weights either on your legs or put them down and, I don't want them to roll away. Do a few wrist circles. Just give your body a little bit of time to get ready for the next set of reps. I keep saying rep instead of set. And I know the difference, I'm just mixing them up. So just another couple seconds here, we're gonna get ready for that L raise again. Okay, so up to the side and back. It's tough, but at least I gave my body that little bit of extra rest, and I'm really squeezing my abdominals in to get that. Okay, and I'm just going to take my break here. Stretch out my neck. Moving slowly is not a sign that you aren't working hard. In fact, your body is under load for a longer amount of time, so it's actually more challenging for the body. It just doesn't feel that way because our heart rate doesn't get really, high up. So I definitely would say, no, this is not a good cardiovascular workout. Okay, ready for round 3? But it is very good for building strength and building muscle. That's why we do different workouts on different days. We don't do the exact same thing every day, because we need to work our bodies in a well-rounded way. So we need some cardio so we get heart rate. We need some muscle strength building, which is lower heart rate but heavier weights. And then we need some of those sort of mixed days where you're a little bit lighter weights and you're moving a little bit faster, so you're getting some heart rate and you're taxing those muscles. Oh, I made it through. I made it through those L raises. I'm actually kind of proud of myself. So next up, we're going to do bicep curls. So yeah, it's extremely important to do different kind of moves on different days and making sure that you give your body the rest it needs between workouts. So it wouldn't be a good idea for me to work my upper body today and then turn around and do another strength workout on the upper body again tomorrow. Okay, bicep curls. So just squeeze those arms into your side and then curl up. It wouldn't be good. My muscles don't have enough time to repair and recover and get ready for the next workout. So all I'm really doing is cheating my body because I won't be able to work as hard and also making myself much more prone to injury. So it needs a good 48 hours. So for example, if say I was working out at, it's time for a break, if I was working out at 7 in the morning on a Monday, I wouldn't want to do upper body weights again until at least Wednesday morning at 7-ish in the morning. It doesn't have to be right down to the hour or the minute, but I wouldn't want to do Monday, Tuesday, both upper body strength. So maybe I'd want to do some lower body on Tuesday, and then maybe on time for our next bicep curls. Maybe on Wednesday, I'd want to do some cardio, and then on Thursday, I would want to take a break. I would want to, maybe do some yoga or some stretching or just go for a walk, just very, very light or nothing at all. If you're like, well, I have a busy day at work and, I just need to focus on my sleep, that's fine too. You've already done 3 big days. You don't need to, it's not about cramming more in. And that's something that I still struggle with. Okay, take a break here. Because I really enjoy working out and it's part of who I am. I have to remind myself, I have a schedule that says this is a rest day and this is a rest day. And I make sure that those 2 days, I don't do high heart rate, nor do I lift heavy. It is yoga or Pilates down on the mat or stretching or going for a walk. Okay, get ready for the last bicep curl, but it is not it's not a hard workout because my body needs that time. There was a time when I worked out 7 days a week and I did myself not a lot of favors. If I could go back and change that, of course I would, but don't we all have things in our past that we wish we could go back and change? I can't, but what I can do is learn from it and move forward and make better decisions for today and tomorrow. So that's the way I'm choosing to look at it and making sure that I protect those rest days now. Okay, so we are done with bicep curls. Next up is going to be a tricep extension. So you have a choice. Triceps are a much smaller muscle group. I'm going to start with both of my dumbbells behind my head. And if it gets to be too much, I'm going to put one dumbbell down and use the other dumbbell between my 2 hands. So I'll show you what that looks like. In fact, I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. I'm going to start putting one dumbbell between 2 hands just so you can see what that looks like. So that would be just going behind your head and then extending straight up, okay? So that's sort of like your level 1, and then your level 2, of course, would be to get both of those dumbbells up there and straighten the arms. So if you only have one set of weights, which is all I brought with me today to tape this video, I just brought the 1 set. So it is lovely if you have a variety of weights, but I know not all of us do, and that's okay. Okay, so let's take a little break here. So so it's okay if you don't. There are still ways you can modify, and of course you can always drop both of your weights and do these moves with no weight at all. If you're just starting out, or if you've just recovered from being ill, or if you really didn't sleep well but you still want to move, then do all of these movements without a weight. That's okay. Make it your recovery day and try, to do something harder in the coming days. Okay, so here we are for set 2. And that's okay. We need to be a little bit more forgiving with ourselves. And I know those of us who really enjoy exercise have a hard time doing that. I can totally relate to that. You can have days where you feel like, well, if I don't work hard today, if I do an easy day tomorrow, or today, then tomorrow I'll also want to do an easy day. And before you know it, I've done a whole week of easy days. And then 3 weeks later, I'm still doing easy. And then a month after that, I've decided, well, I'm just not going to work out at all. and the mind just sort of, it's rest time, sorry. I just keep talking right through the interval. And so we get in this mind frame, like if I take one day off, eventually my whole workout's just, that's it. I'll never work out again. And that's so not true, right? It's like that, that's like a fatalistic sort of point of view on it, but it's fear talking. And I have and still do feel that fear sometimes. Okay, so last set here of these triceps, and that's okay. And we just need to use a lot of positive self-talk and remind ourselves that my decision today is not the decision for the rest of my life. It's my decision for today. And I'm listening to my body because my body needs this. And I have to be true to myself. And then the next day, hopefully I've had a much better sleep and I'm feeling stronger. And I say, I took a rest day yesterday and today I'm going to push myself because my body feels stronger. And to just sort of have that flexibility. I'm going to take these down. Next up, we're going to do a halo. So this is where I'm going to put one weight down very carefully. So I'm going to use one weight between the two hands, and this is the one where we circle behind our head and bring it to the front, and then circle the other way and bring it to the front. So we just have a couple more seconds here. Okay, so again, and we've got our nice tall posture, and we've got our belly button pulled to the spine. We might even have our glutes, nicely squeezed. That would be good. And our feet are just planted flat on the floor in front of us. We're getting some nice shoulder rotation through this. We're even giving our abs a bit of a workout. Excellent. So put this down. So let me know, are you someone who feels that fear? I know some people don't. My husband, he's like, I need a week off. I'm not working out. I'm like, okay, that's great. And then he comes back at it a week later and he feels good and he's ready to go and he feels strong and, if he's had a bad cold or whatever, the cold is gone and he's ready to go. Whereas me, about day 3, even though I've been fighting a bad cold and I know my body needs this, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, here we go again. What if I never get back at it? What if I give up on myself? And he always reminds me, he's like, your decision today is not the decision for the rest of your life. You enjoy working out. It's something that's a part of you. You will get back to it and your body will be stronger and better because you gave it the time that it needed. So some people really are just like, no, I need a day off. And then they get right back at it the next day. And other people are like, okay, I know I need today, but I hope this doesn't become like a trend or a problem. Or, we hear so much in the media about how if you don't stick to that schedule, then you just won't show up for yourself the next day. And that does happen, but those of us who feel that fear, it doesn't happen to us. We know we will get back at it. So we have one more set of halos coming up. So again, one way and then the other way. So so let me know in the comments below, are you the type of person who is like, yeah, no problem, I can take a day? Or are you the type of person who's like, I know I need a day, but it's really hard and I hope that I don't make this a habit. So I'd like to know, because I know there's both out there and they're both legit and normal feelings. And that's okay. Okay, perfect. So next up, we're going to do something that I call, you can either call it the bus driver or the truck driver, whatever you want to call it, but you put the weight out straight in front of you and you just rotate so that the dumbbell goes straight up and down, and sort of like you're flipping an hourglass. Oh, maybe I should call it the hourglass. Although I don't want people to think, the hourglass has gotten such a negative connotation now, and I don't like it. Everybody thinks like the hourglass figure for a female. Okay, here we go. And that's not what I'm referring to at all. I'm referring to an actual hourglass that holds sand grains and you turn it over so that it can measure a certain amount of time. But a lot of these things have gotten skewed. So the fitness industry really has a lot of negativity in it. There's a lot of positivity in it, but there's some not good stuff out there. There really is. And it can really do a lot of psychological damage. Okay, let's put this down. Which is why I don't try to fit trends or, say you're going to burn this amount of calories in a certain workout, or because the truth of the matter is I don't know how many calories you're going to burn. It depends on how tall you are, how much you weigh, how fit you are, how much you eat. Like there's so many factors. Even the watches and things that we wear that can tell you how many calories you've burned, they're not accurate. Okay, turn. The most accurate thing on it is probably the step counter. And even that, if you choose to just swing your arm back and forth, it's going to count it as a step. So really, you have to use them as just a guideline. I'm certainly not saying don't buy one. I'm wearing one. It was a gift from my children. Not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before. And I love having a watch, so I know what time it is. And I do use it as a step counter, trying to make sure, especially in the winter months, that I get my steps in. Take a break, and then we're going to do one more round of these. But I don't have the calorie counter turned on, mostly because I have no idea how many calories I'm eating either. I don't track food that way. I just try to make healthy choices, and then when it's someone's birthday, I have some cake, and it's too complicated, and it's so inaccurate. Maybe if I had, last one. Maybe if I had a whole team that worked for me, like if I was an Olympic athlete and I had someone who was my dietitian and someone, who was my physiotherapist and someone who was my exercise physiologist and on, then it might get more accurate. But no one is taking my blood on a regular basis to see how my body's reacting to things. No one's doing my fat folds or whatever else is being done the whole time. No one is coordinating. Okay, time for a break. No one's coordinating my exercise moves. Okay, I'm just going to pick up this other one because we're going to do our forearm curls. So I'm going to very carefully pick that up. And so forearm curls, I'll show you from the side, we rest, so flat back, protecting that sort of natural curve in the spine. And we just let the wrists roll down over our knees, and then we pull them back up. And you'll notice some of the veins in my arm tend to pop out. So just roll them down and roll them up. And I still have my belly button pulled back into my spine, and I have my shoulders pushed back. Okay, so we're just rolling it up and down and working on those forearms. Forearm strength is something we don't really think of very often. And then you notice at times that it's not very strong if you're writing, which many of us don't write anymore, but because we have iPads and iPhones or, Android phones or whatever. Mine's an Android. I just have an old Samsung. I've had it for 5 years. My kids think I'm ancient. And so we don't write, but you'll notice if you do write, you get this hand cramp. You're like, oh, my arm. And we don't work our forearms nearly as much as we should anymore, and they get crampy. So, I'm going to get myself ready again here. So shoulders back, my belly buttons to the spine. I even have my glutes nicely squeezed. I'm just going to roll down and roll up. So let me know, is there anything in the fitness industry? I'm sorry, everybody. I'm really, really gabby today. If this is driving you nuts, please mute me. I understand. But if you're someone who does like listening to me ramble on, let me know in the comments below what fitness thing has, from whenever, from a long time ago or recently, has either, made you laugh with its ridiculousness, or, take a break, or has, made you feel like you're doing things wrong, or that, sadly, maybe that you're not good enough, or let's try and get those things out there so that we can put them behind us and move forward and take just the good with us. And then do let me know if you know any really good ones, like, positive things that you've heard out in the fitness world. Okay, last set here. And there are a lot of good trainers out there. There's a lot of really good YouTube channels out there. They're not all good, but there are some really good ones. Absolutely. And then there are some that are not so good. And that's the way with everything. That's even the way with like gyms, right? Certain gyms are really great gyms. Other ones have sort of this toxic environment. Okay, perfect. So the last thing that we are going to do is a bent over row. And we're going to do it as a hip hinge, and we're not going to go all the way down and rest. We're going to go to sort of this halfway and row from here, okay? That's better for my back. Actually, it's better for all of our backs, but it does put a fair bit of stress on the back. Okay, so I have to go this way to be able to do both arms, but it is how we work the back. So if your back is really weak and isn't ready for this yet, there are lots of things you can do. You can drop one weight, rest your hand on the other, and do one arm at a time. That is just fine. And because we're really working on working the upper back right now, so feel free to do that. I'm going to do the next round on the other side so that I even myself out, and then I'll try one round with both of them together. So that is a way that you can sort of take the intensity down, but still do the move. So again, you're just taking the opposite hand, resting it on the top of the thigh. You don't have to push in really heavy. Like, you want that back to do some work. You want to keep those muscles really engaged and really strong. Those abdominals pulled back to the spine, those glute muscles squeezed. Okay, and then you're pulling up with the back. You're not just pulling up, you're not just swinging your arm up there. You're really pulling that shoulder blade toward the back and the spine. Okay, and you don't want to open up. It's not a big like roll to the side. It's really pulling that elbow back and that shoulder blade toward the spine. Okay, and if your back is strong enough to do both weights the whole time through all 3 sets, that's great. Okay, excellent. So I'm going to carefully pick up this other weight. I'm resting my elbow for a little extra support to pick it up so there's not too much pressure on my low back. And then we're going to lean forward. I'm going to try and do the whole round with both weights. Again, I know many of you know that I have osteoporosis in the spine, so I have to be very cognizant of what I'm asking my back to do. And yet at the same time, okay, we're just going to start this interval and then I'll keep talking. At the same time, I need to really make sure that I am working all of the muscles in my back and my core, because that's what stabilizes our whole trunk, our whole middle section. And if I allow those muscles to get weak, then I put myself at a greater risk for injury. So I have to not be afraid to move. I have to do exercise. I have to lift weights. I just need to be very sensible about it and make sure that I am doing moves that my body is ready for. Okay, great job. So I'm just going to put those weights down and sit back up. And then we're just going to do a little bit of stretching. So let's pull this arm right across the body here. Yeah, so I need to just really think things through before I do it. I know there are others of you on this channel who also have osteoporosis. Please make sure that you're doing, well, everybody on the channel, but please make sure that you're doing what is safe for your body. If I am ever doing a move that you're like, I don't know, this just doesn't feel good on my body, don't do it. That's okay. Put in something else. Send me a comment below if you don't know what to sub in. Say, you know, I like this workout, but I cannot do that move. What can I do instead? And I'll try and give you some suggestions for something that might be better for you. Okay, switch and go the other way across. Don't be afraid to reach out to me in the comments. I will try my very best to get back to you as soon as I can. Sometimes it takes me a little bit, but I will try my best to get back to you. I believe in answering comments. And if you have a question of me, then it's my job to try and answer it for you. And if I don't know, then I'll say, you know, that's a really good question. I just don't know the answer. Maybe you should speak with a physiotherapist or ask your doctor about that. Like, I can't give you medical advice. I'm not a doctor, right? But I will try to answer what I can with the knowledge that I have, let you know what has worked for me. So, you know, please feel free to ask. Okay, let's just sort of stretch out that forearm. We did some forearm work and we might feel that. Just hold it for a little bit here. And then let's switch and do the other one. This is just a freestyle cool down. I don't have a timer going for it or anything, and that's okay. Okay, we didn't do a tricep stretch yet, so let's do that. Let's pull it up and down, bar back. So give me a thumbs up if you like these seated workouts. I'm going to be doing a lot of seated workouts, so please give me a thumbs up. We gotta try and see how many thumbs up we can get. The more thumbs up I get, the more I know that you like the workout. So please give thumbs up. As soon as you click on it, I should have said that at the beginning. As soon as you click on it, give it a thumbs up. That way I know that you liked the workout, and I know to make that. That's what lets me know to make more of a similar style of workout. And then if it's like, oh, you love upper body workouts, give it a thumbs up. And if it's specific, like, oh, I like it when you do a Tabata style, or I like it when you do, no repeats or whatever. Let me know that part in the comments below. And then I can, make a workout that is well suited for what you want to see. So let's just do a few shoulder rolls back. I want to make what you're interested in doing. There's no point in me posting things that you're not interested in. And let's do a few forward. So, but you gotta let me know. I'm not a mind reader. I try, but I haven't been gifted that power. Not yet. Okay, let's do some wrist circles. Perfect, and some circles the other way. Excellent. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. Please share this video with a friend. Give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next time, and I hope you have a great day.